Just happy I won after all that cheese. That guy really was devoted to the cheese. That guy had a cheese in his hand and a zombie on his back. And he was like, the cheese needs to be protected. All right, next up we have someone who I guess is known for being occasionally cheesy. Oh, I have so many things open. I'm trying to bring up my Discord right now. There we go. Lamonio. Can you leave, please? Uh-oh. I got someone clinging on. Oh, look at that! Lamonio with the cannon rush. The top right, cannon rushing this poor Zerg to the bottom left. You know, the week before I left, we had a lot of cannon rushes too. I feel like I'm poisoning you guys. Making you more cheesy. Well, this Zerg apparently doesn't... Oh my god, he actually doesn't see it. That's right. Wow. Nothing over here to see it. No Overlord over here. Wow. Already a little tiny base being built, and the Zerg player's like, what? Feels bad. I'm not sure how the Zerg gets out of this one. Even having their gas stolen, so getting into roaches is actually a lot more difficult. Well, getting into roaches is possible, but getting into ravagers is really difficult. Thank you, Digital Chan, for the 9 months. Thanks for the awesome cast and StarCraft 2 insights. Yeah, thank you. Glad you like it. So, mass lings doesn't really get you very far versus cannons. I mean, it can, but that would also require, like, a very poorly positioned Protoss with fully surrounded cannons, no additional units, no additional structures, and... Well, Nerdy is going to have troubles getting to enough lings just for the fact that there's only one base. That's another problem with the ling-based defense. If you manage to kind of squeeze out the natural at a third base, something like that, it's okay, but... Even then, not usually the most advised defense of a cannon rush. And unfortunately, while this is something you'll see commonly, the Nidus Worm on one base, it is supposed to be way too obvious. Once Lamonio hasn't seen roaches for the entirety of the cannon rush, you should absolutely be thinking about a Nidus Worm. Or some type of absurdly greedy Spire in which like 2 mutas pop out, you know? But basically, something's coming. Lamonio's got a cannon and a shield battery, which, if the probes are pulled, should be enough. The probes pull to surround the cannon and the lings can't kill it. So. Well, thank you, Analysis, for the raid. So the cannon... Oh, that's awkward. The Stalker is going to get caught here. The cannon and the natural might be... Well, the pylon's vulnerable, actually. Yeah, just go for the pylon. But the main base is okay. I mean, that's something. And Lamonio could just start his, like, Cybernetic core and stuff over here. Oh my god, probes are pulled. Oh no, that's not what you're supposed to do with the probes. Oh no! Kind of saw an opportunity because half the lings run around, but... Whew. Very dangerous. Lamonio does start up the rest of his production in the back side of his base. So that's getting a little weird. Nidus Worm potentially means that Nerdy is grabbing bases all across the map too, so... This game does get really weird. No, I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. But... Interested to see how this goes. Bringing drones off of your one base economy to Spinecrawler rush the Protoss at 5.5 minutes? Huh. It's bold. It's very bold. Lamonio did start a Stargate before the Cybernetic core was destroyed. And just 2 Void Rays would solve a lot of Lamonio's problems. As long as Nerdy doesn't build a Spore Crawler. What? Well, that's almost BM. Why would you do that? Why would you take the bases near your opponent? There is actually 0 reason to do that. The only reason you would do that in any other game is so your creep is near them. But there's already creep. There's already creep tumors. You really don't have to do that. I mean, I guess this one I could also see being used to actually produce roaches. But, again, you have a Nidus Worm. You don't need proximity. So, whatever. Whatever. Void Ray is on the way, but we're gonna need more than 1 Void Ray at this point, as we do actually have Spore Crawlers. Damn it. Nerdy's too smart. So you're gonna need, like, 4 or 5 Void Rays and a shield battery, hopefully, which currently is being used to just heal up the Nexus. Ooh, Lemonio is in a tight, tight spot. Oops. Nope, 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 Void Ray. No Void Ray. Bad Void Ray. Don't go into those queens. In all of the chaos, Lemonio has also not started a warp gate, which would absolutely be helpful to the continued gateway production that we see he's trying to do. Just not thinking about it. Just could afford it, but... Ooh. First and foremost, wondering how this game got this way. How did we end up here? Lemonio could still do something over here, but it doesn't look like that's the plan. Shield battery's so far away. They're not gonna be able to help out the probes or the Void Rays or the stalkers or anything. This is Lemonio's last hurrah, and it doesn't really look that hip hip hooray. Doesn't look that good. Lemonio now down to 6 probes. As the shield battery's finished too. Oh, those actually could have helped. Oh no, the timing though. Ooh. 18 more lings, I think, is still an okay thing to do here. Nerdy could just continue making lings, continue making queens, and probably win with mass queen ling. How does Lemonio get himself out of this one? A lot of micro, maybe. A ton of micro. 5 stalkers ain't bad. 2 shield batteries helping to protect them. That's actually not too bad. 1 shot on these lings. Prone Dance, thank you for the 15 months. 5 stalkers aren't exactly going to kill a queen very fast, but ditto on the queens trying to kill the stalkers. Just very slow, slow death for either side. Spore Crawler's starting also being taken out. I don't know what Nerdy's doing, but apparently it's not making reinforcements. Made a Roachborn, now building more Spine Crawlers. But why not more units? Only now building up to a drone count of more than like 18. But is about to get supply blocked. Yep, there it is. Nerdy! Why no more units? Good force field, really like that. But Lemonio doesn't have a lot of firepower, so the queen transfuses are actually outlasting this force field, so they could escape if they wanted to, but with the help of the Spine Crawler, it actually was a pretty fair fight. Now Warp Gate's done, so the gateways are actually starting to churn out some decent amount of units. Nerdy is still trying to get those drones up, but, you know, what really sucks is that had he been droning back at home, or somewhere else on the map, there'd be plenty of time to reinforce, build up the roaches, build up the lane count, and hold if Lemonio broke out of the contain. But once Lemonio breaks out of this contain, that is your natural dead. I don't know. Nerdy trying to get into roaches is not bad. It's not a bad idea at all. Especially if you can also get to Ravagers. Talking about just a single gas, however, despite him capable of at least taking this gas. I guess this one's still covered by cannons, funnily enough. Trying to one-shot these queens. Not quite up to that number, but late transfuses from our Zerg player. Ooh, micro is definitely not there. Not transfusing the Spine Crawlers either. Big missed opportunity. Spine Crawlers are amazing versus Stalkers. Nerdy starting to mishandle this. Lemonio almost offered up this game by pulling those probes at one time. He was down to, what, 9 probes? Now back up to 21. All on one base, sure. And that is starting to run out of minerals, but the Stalker count's actually very scary. They're going to one-shot these roaches as they pop out. Still having trouble against the queens, but without the transfuses, it's not as much trouble as it should be. Lemonio is going back into Void Rays as well, recognizing that there's no more Spore Crawlers, very few queens. Nerdy maybe starting to panic. He's now up to 1,300 minerals, doesn't really know what to do, isn't spending any larva. I don't know what this guy's thinking. Now that he sees a Void Ray, we may have to see more queens. The Void Ray is going to bully everything away. Tackle, I guess, a somewhat weakened queen and win that battle. This is a bit silly. One Void Ray is going to rule them all. The roaches don't know what they're gonna do. Now it's 2 queens against, well, 2 queens against 2 Void Rays. Yeah, it's gonna be a fight the queens win. A Stalker is suddenly overwhelmed by the amount of roaches that popped out from the natural and third base of Nerdy. But shield batteries are pretty damn good, guys. Are they good enough? Are they good enough? Overcharge has to be had. Charged up the shields on the Void Ray again, which means maybe you could take out this one queen with the most energy. The micro battle is real. But now Nerdy has finally gotten the gears in his head turning again, so we got 12 roaches on the way. They've had roach speed. They're all getting +1 missile. If this guy just actually spends his money, he'd absolutely win this game because Lemonio is about to be out of money. Down to just the 4 probe mineral patches, that is, that we see. And then I guess you pull the probes? I guess, why not? Spine crawlers haven't been rebuilt as well with spore crawlers. I mean, again, seems like an unwinnable situation for Lemonio. But as long as your opponent banks like 5,000 minerals, I guess nothing's unwinnable. Nerdy's never reached that point yet. And is actually below 1,000 minerals, so well done, well done. But now Lemonio's thinking, why haven't I got across the map and done anything there? Funnily enough, Nerdy just thought the same thing and was like, you know what, I'd be pretty screwed if the Void Rays came across the map. So perfect timing on the Spore Crawlers. The Zealots, up against 2 queens and a spine. You shouldn't win that. They go for the Nidus Worm of all things. It currently has a roach in it, and it's not going to die anyways, unfortunately. I mean, the Nidus Worm is not exactly expensive for Nerdy to re-afford. And as long as you have either the butt or the head, the units will stay alive. It's when you lose both that you lose any of the units that are in there. +1 is almost done, and ooh, these roaches do not have the backup of the queens. The queens, what are you doing? You need to be up here tearing down these Void Rays, and you definitely need to run away from prismatic alignment. No reason to stick around there. Suddenly, the surplus of roaches that took forever to build have just been depleted. Now down to at least, what, like a third of the roaches from earlier? And the Void Ray count stays the same. 4 Void Rays against 7 queens, although not all of them on the front lines. The probes are out of mining. This is it, Lemonio. That's the bank he's gonna have, and it's just enough to build 1 more Nexus. 1 Tempest is on the way with the Teutonic Destabilizers, or whatever the hell it is. And I understand that. That is actually, I see why that would work. It's not gonna be another Nexus here, it's gonna be another Tempest. As apparently it's Nerdy who's asking Lemonio to leave. He's getting sick and tired of trying to kill this Protoss, but if only he had spent his money faster and wiser, and actually had micro, then yeah, he wouldn't have to ask Lemonio to leave. He would have actually won this game, but instead, refusing to play StarCraft 2 well, Nerdy just asks his opponent to leave. The Nexus is gonna get taken down, and that actually leaves Lemonio in a position where he cannot play out the rest of this game. He can't long distance mine, he can't afford a Nexus. It's all about right here, right now, which you would think means that Nerdy wins, because this guy has 3 hatcheries going on a 4th, a Spire's on the way, the Lemonio is down to just these units. Nerdy absolutely 100% should never lose this game. And if Nerdy's just waiting to build like 10 mutas, then fair is fair. I guess that's fine too, but like, should have never been as close as it was. Gonna go for Corruptors instead. I mean, either way, honestly, either way is fine. Corruptors will probably do the trick. If it was 5 or 6 Void Rays, I'd be like a little sus, but now with only 3 Void Rays, I think the Corruptors are gonna be fine. Although coming in half at a time, that's only 5 of the Corruptors, not all 8s. They're not target firing many of these units down very quickly. They get the Tempest, but at the cost of every single Corruptor. Nerdy, just hold on to your Corruptors. Just combine them together and then go. Oh my god. Oh, Nerdy, are you for real right now? This guy also could have gone for like Mass Queen. Could have just been building queens non-stop. And that would have been, I guess, easier for the guy. Yeah, what a stellar throw, exactly. Oh, man. This guy probably feels like I did yesterday in Age of Empires. He probably understands the game so little That he just sat there frustrated at the fact that he couldn't beat Lamonio. Is this a no base win? I think it might be. Nerdy somehow is gonna fuck up this game. Drones aren't mining decides that the best hatchery he could have grabbed was still on his opponent's side of the map, not out in like the middle of nowhere here. So tries to get the mining back up and running, but it's not gonna work. The Nidus Worm has been found, the hatchery has been found, and Nerdy has tried his best to throw this game, and it finally worked. Analysis, that is an upgrade. Tonic destabilizers makes them better versus buildings. Nerdy, you could have gone for his last buildings? Technically, yeah. Not with the Corruptors, though. Even the Corruptors can pee. That would put them too vulnerable against the Void Rays, I would say. But he could have gone for, like, a lot of Lings. But he'd have to actually go for a decent amount. That's 3 cannons and 4 shield batteries. Now there's 6 Spore Crawlers and 2 Queens. If only this guy had gone for more Queens. Is what I'm thinking. And also, if only this guy had ever shown any ability to micro Queens. No, Teo, that'd be justice. It'd be karma. If Lamonio doesn't ask him to leave, be disappointed. What is this, by the way? Another Nidus Worm. Of course it is. Nope, Spire's gonna go down. I'd actually say don't waste your transfuse. There's really no point on it. What are you gonna get? 1 Corruptor? Fire Escape Nidus. I mean, they could be droning, or long-distance mining, through a Nidus Worm, technically. He's gonna start doing it. It requires a lot of micro, though. And it might give him enough to, like, get, like, I guess one more queen, basically, is what he's maybe thinking. But 3 queens, even with full transfuse, against not even the air army. The air army, maybe. Queens are pretty good, but against the cannons as well? Nah. Alright, you got enough for another queen. Build it. Build the queen before the hatchery goes down. It's your last hatchery. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's not gonna have enough minerals to rebuild a hatchery. Oh my god. Oh, it's going down. It's going down. The drones aren't even popping out of the Nidus Worm. That's it. No more bases for either opponent. What are these drones gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you mining for? What are you gonna do? Yeah, what are you gonna do? Nothing. For some reason, you decided to build all of your backup hatcheries on your opponent's side of the map to make it super easy for them to kill. What do you... Go attack? Yeah, go attack. Can we draw? Yeah, right. Oh, what a dickhead. What an idiot. No, he cannot draw. Yes. Yes! Got him! Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy is so desperate. Oh my god. This is so sad. Like, 15 MMR isn't worth this, mate. Or, well, 0, I guess, if they draw. But, like, this ain't worth it. Just tap out and leave. Nerdy, please. Nerdy, please. This guy's more desperate than guys I meet on Tinder. It's exactly what it was reminding me of. It was like some guy that was like, lol, you're hot, let's date. And you're like, no, thank you. And they're like, you fucking bitch, you suck. And then you ignore them. And like 30 minutes later, they're like, show me tits, please. Please, boobs, please. That's a nerdy, but in StarCraft 2. The Void Rays technically don't have to get involved. It's a bit dangerous, I suppose, to do that, but the Tempest will eventually tear everything down. Show one, then? That was an amazing response. I'll always give credit to that guy. It was clever. I had to attack? Oh, of course. But I mean, the Tempest will do the trick. Not to use the Void Rays. If it wasn't for the Tempest, I mean, I could definitely see this game still going Nerdy's way, but the Tempest should make this, like, impossible to lose for Lemonio. This guy's like, creep spread will save me. Nothing else to do in this game, but creep spread, which means I'll stay in it. Really? I guess we're gonna have to speed this one up, guys. Not that this micro isn't thrilling. Eventually, the queens will run out of energy. There you have it. Alright, well, they haven't actually. But eventually. Oh, Tempest takes some damage. But then the transfuses are all used, so... We're getting down to the final moment. We're getting there. Oh, the queens are fighting without spore crawlers. The queens are fighting without spore crawlers. One Void Ray gonna live. Killing that one Void Ray wouldn't have made a difference anyways. That's it, man. One spore crawler left. What you gonna do, nerdy? What's this StarCraft equivalent of asking to show one? I feel like this guy just like sat back in his chair. I think his arms crossed. And it was like, fine. No. Apparently that's a no. Oof! Oof, Lemonio. Sweet justice. Well, you had three. You made them all on your opponent's side of the map. Why would you ever do that? You said shitty. Yes, the batteries are to blame, you guys. Oh my god. Please post this to Reddit. I really hope that Nerdy posted this to Reddit and was like, proof that shield batteries are overpowered. Oh, now it's the Tempests. Oh, that's not nice. Jesus Christ. What a dumbass. GG. Lemonio. Way to stick in the game.